Hi everyone, my name is Justin Ingalls, and I will be leading you through this Pecha Kucha about HIPAA. If you work or plan to work in the healthcare industry, then you will be exposed to HIPAA frequently. So what is HIPAA? What is its history? And what are the possible violations and repercussions associated with HIPAA? HIPAA stands for the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. HIPAA is United States legislation that provides data privacy and security provisions for safeguarding medical information. The law has emerged into greater prominence in recent years with the proliferation of health data breaches caused by cyber attacks and ransomware attacks on health insurers and providers. The HIPAA Act was signed into law by President Bill Clinton on August 21, 1996, and contains 5 sections or titles. Title I, HIPAA Health Insurance Reform. Title II, HIPAA Administrative Simplification. Title III, Tax-Related Health Provisions. Title IV, Application and Enforcement of Group Health Plan Requirements. And Title V, Revenue Offsets. So now we'll dive into each title individually. Title I protects health insurance coverage for individuals who lose or change jobs, allowing people to carry their insurance from one job to the next. It also prohibits group health plans from denying coverage to individuals with specific diseases and pre-existing conditions, and from setting lifetime coverage limits. Title II directs the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to establish national standards for processing electronic healthcare transactions. It is made up of 5 separate rules that have been added to HIPAA over time: the Privacy Rule, Transactions and Code Sets Rule, Security Rule, National Provider Identifier Rule, and Enforcement Rule. Title III includes tax-related provisions and guidelines for medical care. Title IV further defines health insurance reform, including provisions for individuals with pre-existing conditions and those seeking continued coverage. Title V includes provisions on company-owned life insurance and the treatment of those who lose their U.S. citizenship for income tax purposes. HIPAA has 2 main purposes: to provide continuous health insurance coverage for workers who lose or change their job, and to reduce the administrative burdens and cost of healthcare. In healthcare circles, adhering to HIPAA Title II is what most people mean when they refer to HIPAA compliance. Title II includes the following HIPAA compliance requirements. Known as the Standards for Privacy of Individual Identifiable Health Information, the Privacy Rule establishes national standards to protect patients' health information. According to Transactions and Code Set standards, healthcare organizations must follow a standardized mechanism for electronic data interchange in order to submit and process insurance claims. The HIPAA Security Rule sets standards for the protection of electronic protected health information and for patient data security. The National Provider Identifier Standard states that each healthcare entity, including individuals and employers, must have a unique 10-digit National Provider Identifier number. HIPAA Enforcement Rule establishes guidelines for investigations into HIPAA compliance violations. Health and Human Services issued the rule to limit the use and disclosure of sensitive PHI. It seeks to protect the privacy of patients by requiring doctors to provide patients with an account of each entity to which the doctor discloses PHI for billing and administrative purposes, while still allowing relevant health information to flow through the proper channels. The HIPAA Privacy Rule applies to organizations that are considered HIPAA-covered entities, including health plans, healthcare clearinghouses, and healthcare providers. In addition, the HIPAA Privacy Rule requires covered entities that work with a HIPAA business associate to produce a contract that imposes specific safeguards on the PHI that the business associate uses or discloses. Hi everyone, my name is Justin Ingalls, and I will be leading you through this Pecha Kucha on HIPAA. A lot of you have probably been exposed to HIPAA if you work in the healthcare field, or if you plan on working in the healthcare field, you will definitely be exposed to it in the future. I will explain to you what HIPAA is, its history, and different violations, and what happens when it is violated. How are HIPAA violations uncovered? Many HIPAA violations are discovered by HIPAA-covered entities through internal audits, or are reported by supervisors, or potential violations by coworkers. The Office for Civil Rights is the main enforcer of HIPAA rules and investigates complaints of HIPAA violations reported by healthcare employees, patients, and health plan members. It also investigates all covered entities who report breaches of more than 500 records and conducts investigations into certain smaller breaches. OCR also conducts periodic audits of HIPAA-covered entities and business associates. State attorneys general also have the power to investigate breaches, and investigations are often conducted when reports of breaches of patient records are received. What are the penalties for violations of HIPAA rules? The penalties for violations of HIPAA rules can be severe. State attorneys general can issue fines up to a maximum of $25,000 per violation category per calendar year. OCR can issue fines of up to $1.5 million per violation category per year. Multi-million-dollar fines can be and have been issued in the past. While healthcare providers, health plans, and business associates of covered entities can be fined, there are also potential fines for individuals who violate HIPAA rules, and criminal penalties may be appropriate. A jail term for violating HIPAA is a possibility, with some violations carrying a penalty of up to 10 years in jail. The top 10 most common HIPAA violations are keeping unsecured records, unencrypted data, hacking, loss or theft of devices, lack of employee training, gossiping or sharing PHI, employee dishonesty, improper disposal of records, unauthorized release of information, and third-party disclosure of PHI. The case was settled in June of 2016 where an iPhone containing a vast amount of employee PHI, including social security numbers, treatment and diagnosis information, medications, and more, was stolen. In addition, the iPhone was neither password protected nor encrypted, leaving all PHI vulnerable to access by anyone possessing the phone. The violation occurred at a facility called the Catholic Healthcare Services of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. A combination of nursing home residents and family members totaling 412 people were affected by the data breach, and the facility was fined $650,000. Unfortunately, if devices containing PHI are not stored in a secure location at all times, they are subject to the possibility of loss or theft. If the information stored on such devices is not encrypted or password protected, the loss or theft of the device becomes an even more severe issue. I hope this has been helpful for you all to further understand HIPAA.